and southern Lamar counties for this storm that is just south of Columbus. This is New Hope, Mississippi. This is the Alabama-Mississippi state line here. So again, we now have a tornado warning being issued by the National Weather Service in Birmingham for the northern part of Pickens County and the southern part of Lamar County. So again, what you're looking at right there, that is the velocity. I'll put back on the base reflectivity. And again, you can see the classic hook echo signature right here, and the tornado would be in that zone right there. So again, over here, this is Pickens County. I'll expand the view out just a little bit here. This is Reform. US 82 runs from Reform back over to Columbus. There's your possible tornado, and this is going to be crossing the Alabama-Mississippi state line. There is the tornado warning polygon. This is going to include the city of Millport in Lamar County. Reform, the city itself, the middle of downtown Reform is not in this polygon, but some people with the Reform address are. And as we always say, if you're in the polygon, you respect it and you do something. And if you are not in the polygon, you can just sit back and relax. But for everybody in this zone here, Millport, and I would say down to Reform, just as a course of least regret, more than likely the tornado is going to be passing between those two cities. But anybody from Reform up Highway 17 to Millport and Kennedy, you want to be in a safe place. That is a small room on the lowest floor near the center, away from windows. No mobile homes, no cars. In terms of driving, nobody should be driving along US 82. That is the main route from Tuscaloosa to Columbus and Starkville. If you're listening to us perhaps by radio or have your phone and you're listening to us that way, we recommend that you stop if you're headed west at Gordo or Reform. Stop, pull over, go to a gas station, a restaurant, convenience store, and wait this thing out. And on the other hand, if you're over in Columbus trying to get back to Tuscaloosa, we advise no travel on US 82. You can see the hook echo right here. This will be crossing the state line, more than likely a little south of US 82, but it's going to be close, and the tornado will likely cross US 82 somewhere just inside Pickens County, Alabama. So again, if you're just joining us, we apologize for not having the sports and the rest of the newscast. We now have a tornado warning that is currently in effect for the northern part of Pickens County and the southern part of Lamar County that is in effect until 7:30 tonight. And let me just say this up front, you know, the haters, a word for the haters. You can watch any program that's on our channel on an Apple TV, a Roku, your phone, the web. It is very easy to do that. So please save your energy and you can watch any program you'd like to watch on the digital side. We're going to focus on the tornado, the life-threatening storms here on the television side this evening. And again, we might be here for a while, so we'll get that out of the way up front. Charles Daniel is with us over in the Weather Center. And Charles, this is a case where this thing really blew up, and it seems like the environment just got right at this point.
You know, we've had a lot of daytime heating there. We've had a lot of sunshine in this area earlier this afternoon. And, you know, temperatures here are in the upper 70s, and we even saw some 80s back to the west. So it's not surprising that these storms blew up. We were saying how that these storms later today, sunshine was not a good thing. The Weather Service is calling this a confirmed tornado, and I'm curious as to what the confirmation was, it either by sight or this is very close to the radar site, by the way. The radar site's not far above north of Columbus there. So it's this little pendulum here hooking down and then coming off towards the northeast, and they're moving at about 25 miles an hour. It's a very slow moving storm. But this will be crossing over, probably passing just to the north of Macedonia and Ethelsville within the next few minutes. So you guys need to be in that safe place. But storms have been really popping up very quickly. And you can see behind me the big radar here behind us. There's the radar site north of that. So we are very close to the site. The radar beam still very close to the ground. And we get a good shot of this. Now, Brian's up here in Hamilton. We're going to send him back down towards Fayette. I think he'll be in a good spot to intercept this. Again, the storm's moving at about 25 miles an hour, so it's not moving very quickly. He's going to have time maybe to get down here and intercept this storm if it holds together that long. They've had some decent sunshine over here, so that's something that will certainly help the storms hold together. And there's not a lot south of that storm to really keep it from causing or to cut off the inflow. Let me put it that way. So again, this storm, there's a tornado warning for Lamar and Pickens County until 7:30, and that means we're going to stay with it as long as this warning is active at the moment. James?
All right, Charles, and if you're just joining us, again, we would typically be on with the with the sports segment and with Wheel of Fortune. We have a very dangerous storm that is in the process of crossing into Lamar and Pickens counties. And again, this is US 82 right here. That is the possible tornado in that spot right there. That's US 82. The storm is moving northeast, so more than likely this thing will be crossing US 82 out here somewhere around Macedonia, Coalfire, maybe Ethelsville. And this will continue moving northeast, and up in Lamar County, you got Millport and Kennedy that are also in this polygon. We stress this polygon warning does not include Gordo. The problem we have now, a lot of the older warning systems are county-wide. We have not issued warnings by counties in years. We issue warnings by these small geometric shapes, by polygons. So if you live in Carrollton or Aliceville, this is not close to you. You might hear a siren, you might hear some alarm going off. You are not in the tornado warning polygon. Same thing up in the northern part of Lamar County. If you're in Detroit or if you're in Sulligent, this is not involving you. This is for the far southern part of Lamar and this northern part of Pickens. The greatest concern, again, it's going to be for US 82. And again, that possible tornado is going to be crossing US 82 in a matter of minutes. And we advise no travel on US 82 between Columbus and Reform. If you're listening to us by radio, the last thing you want to do is be on that highway in a vehicle. A car is a death trap during a tornado, so we encourage everybody to just stop at a gas station, a convenience store, a restaurant, any place that'll take you, a site-built structure. And again, that's the lightning output. There's so much lightning we can't show that. There's just hundreds and hundreds of ground strokes. And again, this is the sweet spot where we have the combination of veering of the wind with altitude and with instability. And again, if you can maybe put some of the storm attributes on this thing, Charles, we'll take a look at that. This is the only tornado warning in the state now. I think there will be others, and we'll show you a wide view in just a moment. But again, this is a look at some of the parameters, and we like to look at these. The tornado impact number, this is 7.6. When you start seeing that ramping up to over 5, it's pretty significant. This can go higher than 10, but again, that is a sign that the radar algorithm thinks that there's a pretty good chance we have a tornado there. And as Charles said, the Weather Service has indicated that this was a confirmed tornado. We don't exactly know where that report came from, but we'll certainly take them that they got a report from law enforcement or some other location like that. If we can, let's go back to the high-resolution radar. We're going to bounce back and forth between the two. And again, we're going to put on the velocity product here. And again, you can clearly see that we have a very tight velocity couplet near the community of New Hope. If you come into US 82, you cross the state line, you see that first exit, that's New Hope. Well, that strong rotation is located right here. And again, it looks like it's going to be crossing Highway 82, maybe 4 or 5 miles just inside the Alabama state line. That is a very tight presentation. There is a very strong probability there is a tornado there. So we encourage you to go about your plan right now if you are in this polygon. And again, you should know this by now, but in a site-built structure, that is a small room on the lowest floor near the center and away from windows. You should not be in a mobile home. You should not be in a car. Those are two of the worst places to be during a tornado. And if you live in a mobile home, you should implement that plan and go to your shelter now. And again, nobody should be driving close to this, but small room, hall, closet, bathroom, lowest floor. And wherever your safe place is, you need to have a kit of things. And we've been preaching this for days, if not years. Helmets for everybody, hard-soled shoes, whistles or air horns. Makes you much safer. The first responders have been trained to listen for that. So let's go back to the main graphic system. We're going to bounce back and forth between the two. And again, this is a supercell thunderstorm with a tornado sitting on the Alabama-Mississippi state line that is in the process of crossing over into Pickens County. There is a high probability that this will be passing north of the city of Reform. In fact, let me expand this out a little bit, Charles, and I'll show you Reform down here, and you can see the red line. This is the polygon line right here. This is going to be a little north of Reform. Reform sits right here. That's the intersection of US 82, Alabama Highway 17. That's the polygon border, so technically downtown Reform is not in the polygon. If you're from downtown Reform south, you have no worries. The concern is to the north, and again, up Highway 17, some people have a Reform address here, but if you're from anywhere just north of downtown Reform all the way up to Millport and Kennedy, you should be in a safe place now with this very dangerous storm. It's likely that large hail is falling in here. We've had many of these storms in Mississippi today producing very large hail, and that is a distinct possibility as well with this. So the reason we are here, it is for a tornado, a very dangerous storm that is currently in the western part far western part of Pickens County, Alabama. And again, that hook, the possible tornado, is sitting on the state line. The danger for Columbus, Mississippi is past. Lowndes County, Mississippi was initially placed under a tornado warning. But again, the Weather Service in Jackson, they continue to call this